Hello, my name is Zhatelier, welcome back to another episode of Valhalla Vanguard in Aurora 4X, and we're still getting, well, we probably have about 1,000 missiles behind us, currently on the flight, and we are now starting to hit the enemy ship that we're pursuing with our lasers, so that's going to be useful. And I think after next turn, or the turn after that, oh, have they stopped for a moment there? They might have done that. Okay, well, let's take a step forward, see how much we can actually do. But yeah, our lasers should be hitting it a bit more frequently, and we'll still have some lasers doing aerial defense, just so that we can try to take out as many missiles before our point defense needs to start firing, because our point defense capabilities have been lessened to a degree. Okay, so they are moving now again. We're at a bit slower speed though. We're getting some smaller hits here now. Well, at least one hit. And the anti-missile missiles that we have are still doing some anti-missile duty there. But we still have a long way to go before we actually can shoot again on our missiles. Okay, that seems to be only initial weapon hits there. Then we got 8 hits on the ship now. All of strength 1, of course. But we are gaining on it. We are certainly gaining on it. So we should be gaining more hits sooner or later. But there's still a huge amount of missiles coming in. But right now, well, that's another wave of missiles over here that we can't quite see. Well, it's mostly coming through here. So we can kind of deduct that a lot of the missiles are coming either from the planet itself, or near the planet, or planet orbit. Then there's some missiles coming from the ships around here. Actually, can we... Hold on, no, I'm not sure if there is a... But yeah, there's a lot of salvos coming in. It's a bit hard to see the actual missile, or the ships from the missiles here. But there's some ships here, which seems that one or two of them are certainly firing anti-missile missiles at us. And then the ships further away are probably shooting the bigger missiles. Anyway, let's keep on going. Already within 100,000 kilometers of it. And their speed has dropped to 4,000 kilometers per second, so we have about 50% extra speed on them. Getting some hits there. Oh god, that seems dangerous. Got another 8 hits on the enemy. And their speed has dropped even further. That was probably from the previous salvo, or previous hits. But so far the point defense seems to be doing okay for the time being. I suspect that they will be running out of missiles soon though. And they'll need to go reload. At which point I hope that they don't give up and start shooting at our troops, because that would be bad. Oh, secondary explosion over there. I was getting strength 2 hits over there a little bit, and then still shooting some of the missiles. I mean, the aerial defense with the lasers is now working in our benefit. A little bit, at least. Relieve some of the stress on the point defense. Because, god, there's just so many missiles coming in. Oh, we destroyed the lock. Okay, now we are in trouble. Now that I think of it. Still moving towards the lock, but no, that's not what we need to do. So I'm gonna have to remove that. And go to waypoint 1. Just gonna go through all the waypoints here. then go back to waypoint 2. So let the circling begin. Of course, it's gonna take a while before we actually get there, and until we get there, the speed is gonna be 0, which means that the missiles will come in faster. And honestly, I'm scared. I'm scared that we don't have enough defense capabilities to not get shot down. But at least we destroyed another ship. Well, we did lose our flagship doing that, so it's not particularly great. But we now know that once we start fighting the invaders, which are not far away to be fair, we need to start far enough so that we'll have time and room to maneuver. Again, this series has been more of how not to do things, and when you do them, how to survive. Well, not necessarily survive, but how to try to fix them. Right, so... Uh-oh. Oh no, it's still energy weapon hits. There's still some missiles coming in from there, though. And a lot of missiles coming in from here, although these salvos are a lot smaller. It's probably not that bad. But please, for the love of God, you need to get moving. Point or the final fire. Ooh, that's bad. Okay, these are bigger missiles, so the salvos are smaller. They're not small. There's still probably about 100 missiles in that group alone. Plus another 80? Yeah, 80 missiles of size 1 there. Question is, no, these will certainly hit. And these will probably get... Yeah, they are too close for us to actually do anything, so we might lose a ship or two here. Before we get back and move. No. Let's actually have a look at the contacts here. Nope, we did get some nuclear detonations, so we did get hit. Let's have a look. Who got hit? Explosion detected. Nuclear detonation. I don't think it's going to show us enough. No, okay. Jody 2 took some hits there. Damage was mostly absorbed by the armor, though. So not that bad. I really need to give this at 500 just so that we can keep track on what's going on. Of course, it's not going to show us now, but well, it just might, for the most part anyway. Of course, we might need to go for the combat. Okay, so the damage was mostly absorbed by the armor. Didn't seem to take any major damage yet. Still awaiting acknowledgement. Unable to locate target? Well, that's true. What I can do now is I can actually turn to cruisers to start doing primarily area defense as well. Clear the fleet's targets. You need to go for aerial defense as well. Not sure if it's going to do much, but it might help. to at least keep some of the missiles at bay. But I'm actually surprised we didn't take all that much damage here. A few hits to the armor on one of the cruisers, but... well, I mean, we haven't moved yet, so there is that. We just need to keep alive until... yeah, just looking through the hits here, and it looks like we shut down all the missiles right now, but we're still waiting for the orders to be acknowledged. This is going to be a problem. On the other hand, the distance is starting to be such that... oh yeah, energy weapon impact a lot over there. But yeah, there's a lot of size 1 missiles now coming in. The size 4 missiles are... at least we can't see them right now. So they might be either out of them or reloading. Which, to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised that they would be out of them. A lot of energy weapon hits there. And here. A lot of these missiles... oh, we are on the moon now. Excellent. Ah, so the missiles decided to try to intercept me. Which, of course, that makes sense. But now we are shooting a bit more of them. So now we should be able to keep our distance enough, so because now that we are on the move, we'll have a bit more time to shoot down the missiles with our lasers, for example. We might get, probably not 2 per salvo, but at least 1 per salvo. Or wave of missiles anyway. On these missiles, maybe 2 actually. Because the difference isn't... yeah, there's a difference of 13,000 kilometers per second, which in 5-second increments is about 75,000. It's doable. It's doable. Okay, yeah, there's still a lot of missiles coming in. But now we have a chance. If we can just run far enough. Let's actually have a look. How long until we are ready to shoot our missiles? Another 1200 seconds, so that's what? 20 minutes? We need to go for another 20 minutes before we can fire, and then I think we're gonna focus our fire on 1 or 2 ships. And presumably something that we know is more or less missile ship. Okay, yeah, still getting some nice hits on the enemy missiles there. But there is a lot approaching again. On the other hand, we do now have about 20 or 30, not 30, but about 20 lasers at least on extra point defense, so that's all not, well, yeah, point defense. So we should be able to keep things going for the time being. Now I'm not sure how far away is the waypoint. I did set it a fair bit away, I suppose. Of course, once we get to the waypoint, we need to wait there for a little bit. Waypoint is over there, so yeah, it is far away, which means that they might run too far away from, at least for the anti-missile missiles. Not sure how big of a distance do we have on the ships shooting them. I suspect that the drivers or something like that will be some of them. Which, if we have a look at them, extend. So tribal already 1.2 million kilometers away. Probably still need to go a fair bit further, but I think we'll be okay. There is a lot of missiles though. I know that I've been saying constantly for the past 4.5 episodes. We seem to be doing alright though. For the time being anyway. I mean, other than we lost already 3 or 4 ships, plus all the fighters that we had. And all the defenses that we had on Ladura itself. But we are doing our best. Trying to stay alive until we have... Oh, until we can fire our missiles again. But so far, so good. I mean, there's probably about... Well, if I say 1,000 missiles on the flight right now, that's probably not too far off. Of course, at least 2/3 of them are just size 1 missiles, but still, it's a fair bit. That we are now getting some distance on the enemy, which is going to give the advantage to us, I feel like. Especially as soon as we get out of their Actually... Yeah, as soon as we get out of their anti-missile range, then we should be alright. But yeah, we might be running out of our anti-missile missiles actually rather soon. Speaking of which, I don't remember. Let me quickly check the Magnesioplasma Drive anti-missile missiles. Probably just the regular ones. So their range is 1.2 million. What about their size 1 missile? 3.6. Well, that's the... Not actually even theirs, it's the other NPR that we kind of destroyed. The NPR does still have colony. A mining colony, that is. Which is why they are still technically around, I think. Right, I think we're gonna zoom out a little bit again. I mean, even though it's gonna look even worse or even harder to see any of the details. But yeah, so I think once we get about a distance of 5 million kilometers, there's a lot of hits there, but they seem to be our lasers doing the work. Now here's the thing, if I don't destroy their shipyards, once they surrender, because I'm pretty sure that they will, let's actually have a look at the troops again, just to make sure. Still on full readiness, so at least our fleet is distracting them enough. Of course, I'm not sure how long we'd need to go until the build cycle hits in, but shouldn't be too bad. And that's one of the reasons why I haven't gone for the space bubble, because I need to make sure that the ground battle keeps going there, because that's probably going to be the only way that I'm going to win them at this point. Consider that I've already lost about, not quite a third of my fleet here, but not that far off really. Look at all those missiles coming in. So far, now that we are on the move again, they haven't managed to get any missiles through. Especially now that we are using a lot of our missiles to shoot down them... Or, not missiles, lasers to shoot down the missiles. There is some nuclear detonations there, but they seem to be our anti-missile missiles. Yep. Right, so a lot less actually reached the main ships now. Or the Strike Force 2 to be precise. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, they might be running out of range on some of these missiles now. Because it certainly feels like there's a lot less missiles coming in. Some of these missiles have very low range, so that I think that kind of means that they are using old missiles. Which, honestly, let's have a look at the technology on missiles again, just to make sure. So the ranges on the other missiles, at least what the other NPR had, were not all that great. I don't think the ranges that they have is gonna be hugely different. So yeah, actually, I wonder. Okay, the waypoint is certainly about. I think it's about 8. It's a bit hard to tell because of this, but about 10 million kilometers from the planet itself, which is still within a reasonable distance of it, so that they will certainly try to shoot at me. But that's probably far enough so that the anti-missile missiles and such will not be able to reach me. Okay, a lot of energy weapon hits again, which is a good sign. Definitely a good sign. But yeah, the missile speeds that they are using are varying a fair bit. I mean, to be fair, we have some of the older missiles as well, so not really that surprised. Let me, after this turn loads, quickly check how much longer do we have to delay. Okay, less than 20 minutes though, less than 20 minutes. Okay, so once we hit about 1955, we should be about ready to start firing our missiles again. I don't know, I still have a bit of a bad feeling about this. It might be a disaster. If at any point any of their missiles get through, it's always a risk that they destroy one of our point defense ships, opening up the other ships for more missiles and so forth, so this is very bad. At the same time, I think our shields are doing alright right this moment. We can actually check that real quick. Strike force. How are our shields doing? Mostly alright. The lead cruiser is still having a bit smaller shield, or recharging the shields a little bit, but not too bad. But that kind of tells me that not many missiles have gotten through as of late. And I hope to keep it that way. At least I haven't seen any damage taken in the past, I don't know, 10 turns maybe? So we should be alright for the time being. A lot more hits around here. I mean, the aerial defense is actually working pretty well with the lasers right now. Which, to be fair, was actually my original plan for point defense before I realized that, okay, ghost cannons are actually a lot more effective in that. Railguns would also be fairly good, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, even though there is a lot of missiles still raining in, the longer we wait, the longer distance we'll have, and that's gonna give us even more time. Oh god, that's just endless amounts of missiles coming in. I think they have like, I don't know, 1,000 missile capacity per ship or something like that. Because they just keep shooting and shooting. haven't seen any damage taken still, so that is very good. But it would appear that we are actually out of time for this episode, so what I think I'll do between the episodes is keep on going with this for a little while, just to make sure, because we're just waiting for the enemy to either run out of missiles or us to reload, so I'll probably bring you back and start the next episode, either if something disastrous happens, or if we are ready to fire our missiles. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.